It's hard to get your wife into kinky role playing when you're a stay at home comedian because I'm already choking my wife too hard financially. This big tech purge of influential conservative voices is dumb. Nobody buys the hate speech rationale bullshit. Patton Oswalt is the hateful, bloated troll. Diamond and Silk are De La Soul in comparison. Can I get a holla for a long-awaited, super pumped up, feeling in the zone today because I got up to run first thing this morning? Holla! Break up Facebook. Goodwill Hoodie has too much power. He's made baby boomers the laziest grandparent generation ever. My mother-in-law lifting a finger to like a new baby pic is more draining than you can imagine, man. Ben Shapiro cut his interview short with the BBC. Let me guess. They asked if Ben wore his skull cap to hide his devil horns, but apologized for it because babyface Omar double dared them to do it. I don't care enough about Ben Shapiro's twerp meltdown to look past into the interview from the questions which offended his impervious sense of honor because he was such a blatant dick to Trump heading up to his historic win. Who's the headliner slayer now? Yenta breath. Last comment on the overhyped Ben Shapiro interview walk-off on BBC. If I'm accused of Islamophobia on air, I hit Obama hard. Obama's the wannabe Obama. I'm messing it up. Obama's the wannabe Hitler. He wishes he was that organized. Obama nuke gifting Iran. Anyone home? Mick Limey. Can I get a holla for an A+ joke? Holla! When did Cher become a parenting expert? Cher says, Trump's kids aren't worth a damn. Did Chaz pay for his penis attachment surgery from his song royalties? Can her son of Greg Allman even score an internship with Grateful Dead and Company? How did Al Sharpton become a Democratic Party kingmaker? Is he Bill Clinton's unknown love child? What does he share in common with Obama? Besides Michelle Obama's almond smoothie diet and being the Jussie Smollett instigator of his day. This is Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk pissing on each other's exploration plans. Bezos. You can't build shit without your butt boy Trump funding it. This is Musk. How do you not feel lost in space inside your new girlfriend? She was married to Tony Gonzalez. So happy denting, Ajax man. Then again, I've heard about the size of your dick pic sent to her and Alexa being responsible for the death of small talk. Pence on Omar. She has no place on the Foreign Affairs Committee unless the bare minimum requirement for the job is to cheat real anti-Semites of better brand name recognition and improved trusted SEO rankings on Google. Why sweat pro-life prayers outside of Planned Parenthood in Philly? That's right, they're Bible bullies. You thought the Broad Street bullies on the flyers were a force to fear. Prayer beads give Eric Lindros concussions now. Can I get a holla for an old school Gen X awesome hockey reference? Holla! So a little flashback down memory lane. I got a good friend. His name is Jared Abramowitz. And I attended his wedding. That weekend, I had knocked up my wife for a third time. Second time unintentionally. Not complaining. Samuel's perfect. But the point being is, back in the day, he got me into the Rangers when we got Messier, and it was like 94. It was like the best year for New York sports because the Yankees were going to go to the World Series, or at least we thought they were, but there was the strike. The Knicks were competitive, and they were really awesome, and they had these World War III matches with the Bulls, and you had the Rangers. And I remember going to hockey games with Jared. Nothing was more demoralizing than hearing 1940, 1940. That was brutal. And then Messier predicted victory, and he delivered in Game 7. And it was beautiful, and that was great. So Jared, I was into collecting basketball cards. My goal was to collect all of the members of the Dream Team, all the rookie cards. I got almost all of them. Then, of course, my father, being the incredible forward thinker that he is, insisted that I sell all of them for drinking money for Cancun, despite already paying for my airfare. So, really glad that my dad decided to, place so much value on my passionate childhood hobby. That didn't involve him at all whatsoever. That actually had some real patriotic thrust behind it. But at one point, Jared was trying to get me into collecting hockey cards, and we were at Child World back in the day, and Jared had me get, well, actually, he, I was never a guy that had a what do they call it, a klepto phase, but I was with my friend Jared, and he was stealing hockey cards. And so first time was successful, but then we went back in there to steal more, and then we got caught. And this guy that was working there, this black guy, he was very cool about it. He goes, "Listen, I call you because you got greedy." So I'm really hoping that same sort of mantra eventually will pertain to Hillary Hammer Time Cankles and everyone else that has funded this attempted coup to cover their own crimes against our duly elected president and the American public in general. So because they are greedy, and they obviously didn't work out too well for what's his name, Bernie. The Bernie. Babe, what are you doing right now? Babe, why do I hear a constant shower? Hey, babe? Snuggle? Can you stop? I hear a running faucet. I'm doing a podcast. I only got 15 minutes left. I got a bunch of material remaining. This is not what I consider isolated time to make the universe laugh. Can you turn off the water, please? I can't make it rain while hearing water at the same time. Can you turn off the bubble? Acknowledge my yelling. Unbelievable. So anyway, greed doesn't pay. Not in that sense. Not in the stealing sense. You could ask Carlos Mencia would also agree. So my son had an art show this past week. It was unbelievable. It was a combination of everything. He had a stained glass exhibit. Then he did his own French Impressionism portion, and there was one portion where he was responsible for putting together this, atlas, remember the atlas figure on the map with the arms. It looks completely symmetrical and super exacting. So my son had put together his own version of that, and I was totally blown away because the drawing itself was so precise, and I've never felt like more of an all over the place Jew in my entire life. And for the record, dads make better cheerleaders than moms. At my son's art show, random dads I never met emoted about my son's artwork over their own kids' creations. For example, one dad said, "Arthur's got talent. And I think Monet's overuse of pastels is overrated." Real art woos. It compels random blue-collar dads in my son's pre-K to jerk off my son's Monet recreations out of the blue. "Arthur's got talent." I replied, "Thank you. My Jim Morrison blacklight poster in my freshman dorm room never felt more out of fashion." Talent is never ambiguous. It's clear as forced applause breaks on late night with Seth Meyers. If I'm not scared of Trump, I'm not into pleasing my mother or my mother-in-law like Seth Meyers. His show is a participation trophy from SNL. On the phone with my mom, "I can't wait to discuss Arthur's favorite art show creations." "Yeah, too bad you couldn't ask him in person in real time." "But you spoke to the owner of Kid's Cottage," that's his pre-K, "about his speech issues." "But his talent isn't ambiguous, Ma." But you had to mention his speech problems over the phone the day after his all-star art show exhibit. No offense, Mom, but your timing is first year open mic bad. Who cares if you're a misunderstood artist off the canvas in person at 5 years old? Also, ever consider the fact, speech pathologist, you can't keep up with my son's motor mouth mind? You hick from Putnam Valley. A real artist like Dennis Hopper understands, man. Nothing breaks my heart more than learning my son had nobody to play with during recess because nobody wanted to play ninja with him. If his buds were only exposed to Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe instead of the synchronized Power Ranger dancers. So this is me at the pre-K art show. Conversation I had with my daughter. I said, but I was addressing my son. He also did this beautiful drawing of an apple. He was getting his Cezanne on. I know he's known for his drawing pears and fruit and stuff. This much I remember from my art history education 101 at Lake Forest College. So anyway, and from watching like Woody Allen films for my philosophy and film class. Worth every penny, Mom and Dad. So here for this joke. So here we go. So I said, Arthur, your apple is too pretty to eat. And my daughter says, but Daddy, you don't even like apples. And I said, in other words, feeling less talented than your baby brother bites. It's hard to feel like a bust as a dad when your 5-year-old boy beams with pride at his first art show exhibit, knowing he's made his big sister crazy with jealousy, yet she does her best not to show it. Welcome to the art club. I was going to get sentimental, and I blew it! Welcome to the art club. My perfect boy. You were born to shine. Art Show USA. Calling my parents' Arizona estate home. Dad picks up. Groggy. What? Hey, Dad, was calling to emote about Arthur's art show. Let me guess. It's too early to be hailing him as a creative genius just yet. This is me at home the day after my son's art show exhibit. The day after art show came alive. I said, Arthur, I got these ninja figures at the bookshop. Now you'll always have somebody to play ninjas with. And my son said, I meant the hide and go seek game. And I said, artists do symbolism, dude. Quotes on Mother's Day aren't the best sales pitch to use on millennials relishing their non-mom status. It's difficult but rewarding. Being a mom has made me so tired and happy. Tina Fey doesn't smirk anymore. You'll be less stable than single Sarah Silverman. How does Mother's Day change when you become a stay-at-home dad? Father's Day receives equal billing, in our household at least. Grandmas who expect to share Mother's Day celebrations are selfish, unless they're local and perform the actual role of involved grandmother who lives for time with their grandchildren versus Mueller Blue Balls reports and Jeopardy. Mother's Day changes when you become a stay-at-home dad. According to LinkedIn, the most popular search I appear under is hermaphrodite homemaker. So technically speaking, I should get half of Mama's box of candy on Mother's Day. Why do mothers get all the attention on Mother's Day? Shouldn't the kids be the ones celebrated, knowing how much social variety they provide dad from Mama, which ensures a happier, loving, family dynamic home life to look up to? Mother's Day changes when you become a stay-at-home dad, especially when your lazy, Trump-hating mother-in-law amasses years of resentment because of your starring fill-in status, rendering her long-distance, half-assed grandma services obsolete. Mother's Day changes when you become a stay-at-home dad. It's impossible to not feel the amassed bitterness from your absentee, sloppy second, grandma from afar, because she never offers to babysit for us on Mother's Day ever. Which definitely makes us feel very God bless. What does a mama's boy do for Mother's Day after he becomes a dad for the first time? Call up his mom on Mother's Day and say, my dependent bitch wife has hungry eyes for my exclusive attention today? I should have listened, I know. It's hard for grandmas to not feel like sloppy second moms on Mother's Day. Their time for spiritual molding, as Oprah would say, is over. Now all they have to show for it is a daughter who thinks third-term abortion is kosher. Grandmas, especially long-distance ones, should kiss mama's ass on Mother's Day because their lives on Facebook would offer them nothing but empty filler full of stupid memes such as Joe Biden is just old-school touchy-feely. What does an Antifa terrorist do to celebrate the best of his love for mom on Mother's Day? Take out the trash for once, meaning move out of the house for good? Keep his mask on and spare mom the acne scars which never cleared up? How does Linda Sarsour, the face of moderate Islam, celebrate Mother's Day? She hails from Queens. She promotes genital mutilation. She's always at all these women's marches, like the last one. I don't know about you guys. Last time I saw that women's march on Washington, all I thought was, I see a whole lot of rosies sporting a whole lot of chins. I digress. Back to Linda Sarsour. How does Linda Sarsour? She was just pictured taking a selfie in Roger Waters' private plane. Major League A+ anti-Semite celebrity. So, their recent selfie photograph inspired this gem. You're welcome. How does Linda Sarsour celebrate? In case you guys have been living under a rock for like the past 10 years, I don't know who Linda Sarsour is. And I didn't mean to offend you Palestinians that actually do that. How does Linda Sarsour celebrate Mother's Day? Obviously, you love her. Have Roger Waters sing mother to her, mom, via Skype on his private jet pro bono to ensure Palestinian voices condemning smothering, liberty-suffocating mothers aren't silenced? Can I get a holla for a super smart, well-informed, couldn't be more timely, holla? What can John Kerry's daughter give her mom for Mother's Day, which she doesn't have already? She's the heiress to the Heinz fortune. But again, what can John Kerry's daughter give her mom for Mother's Day, which she doesn't have already, besides a glued-on replica of Jared Leto's face to replace her pruned apple one for Illuminati gangbangs in Martha's Vineyard? So Ayesha Curry, she was like trending on Twitter like last week, talking about how like no one tries to bang her or like shows any interest in her whatsoever since she became a mom. Poor, pitiful Ayesha. So these are some jokes that got me angry. Well, I hear in those comments it just drove me nuts. So here we go. Mompreneurs are so not hot right now, according to Ayesha Curry. Nobody checks her out anymore because her mother-in-law hasn't gained a pound since giving birth to Chipmunk Chucker in the 90s. But at least Cutie Pie Brandon Jennings called her beautiful and told her to stop tripping. It's not like she has to audition for groupie number 1 on Empire to pay the bills. No more. Ayesha Curry claims to have had zero clue what a big deal Steph Curry was until attending his first high school basketball game. I'm sure she confused Steph for the ball boy at MSG like a biracial Marv Albert. But why doesn't Ayesha Curry get any attention from male groupies ever into her Ayesha's Home Kitchen on the Food Network? Because any guy who watched it in the Bay Area paid more attention to the high production value interior design, Steph's mom's highlights, and her hubby's petite-sized nuts under his Under Armour inside. Immigration is the most important issue to Ayesha Curry because her parents are from Jamaica. She's like Kamala Harris minus the Ann Taylor store credit. Ayesha Curry has no problem with her husband writing an op-ed defending professional athletes' right to take a knee in protest of police brutality. Glamorize NBA housewife chef, please. Your husband looks whiter than Obama biking in Martha's Vineyard. If Stephen Curry gets harassed by the Bay Area cops, it's for summer barbecue bikini pics of his mom for their own personal beat-it-stick stash. John Bon Jovi married his high school sweetheart. I don't recall her ever bitching about all the mad groupie love shoved in her face for 4 decades straight. And I thought Betty Draper on Mad Men had self-esteem issues. Plus, I don't recall Don Draper making his wife, or feeling compelled to make his wife, the face for Virginia Slim to make her feel better about her fledgling sexpot stay-at-home mom status. Stop giving not-so-needy NBA wives a bad name, girlfriend. Am I an asshole for insisting you can't call yourself a true mompreneur when you could afford full-time daycare from 8 to 6, 5 days a week, and have local grandparents to dump the kids off to any weekend you like? Of course, Ayesha Curry's cookbook, The Seasoned Life, has nothing but 5-star ratings on Amazon. I'm sure her husband turning down the honor of visiting the White House had 0.0 to do with it. I love how, in a post-Obama universe, the NBA exists as a safe space for LeBron James' punctured ego, while HarperCollins got Ayesha's back to project the veneer. She's busier than your average housewife, and just as important to celebrate on social media than Michelle Obama's increasingly justifiable, big brain, high-minded scowl. This is the Do It All Dad Here podcast, where Gen X parents understand dad-friendly entertainment for you and me, controlling our kids with comedy, can make our kids great again, and I will talk to you guys soon.